Hey guys, how you all doing? My name is Claire and welcome to my channel Gaming with Claire. Most of you guys already know this, but if you are new here today, I've been playing games on PlayStation and streaming from PlayStation itself. So if you're new here, please go check my other videos. You can also see up top here, maybe on this side, and also all the links will be down below in the description box as well. In terms of streaming, if you're planning to do it from a console, all these new generation consoles are pretty good with that. And even though you're like older consoles were capable of doing streaming from within the console itself, but there are like limitations that like you can literally do only so much with the console. For example, I can only have PlayStation camera connected to PlayStation, and which is only 1 megapixel, not the greatest quality at all. Whereas if I'm doing it from computer using OBS, or if I'm using a capture card, the software that comes with the capture card, for example, for Elgato, it's a 4K capture utility. You can also use them for streaming as well, but most common is OBS or OBS Studios. So in today's video, you guys will see me transforming this office PC into ultimate gaming slash streaming PC. Please follow the journey, watch the video till end, so you guys will see me stripping it all apart, transforming everything into the new case, and also doing some upgrades like installing GPU and everything, and also testing some performance. And at the end, I'm also gonna give some tips and tricks if you guys like. This is all done in a real budget, like less than $300, so that's Canadian, $300 Canadian. So just for streaming purposes, this is the best thing. If you guys have a console and you only want to do streaming, keep in mind that there will be limitations. Using older systems like older computers and low-end GPUs, there will be some limitations that you'll have to sacrifice a few frames per second, or maybe a little bit of quality or things. But to get yourself started into OBS and putting on a little bit of extra in there, having this $300 PC is like much more better than struggling with not looking at your chat, or not having proper things, or like maybe like animations, and like there are lots of stuff that you can do with an OBS. So yeah, let's hop into the video, follow the journey. If you guys like it, please subscribe my channel and follow all my social media. All the links will be down below in description, and everything is under same username, Gaming with Claire. Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, everything is under the same username. Please give me follow on all the platforms. I will be posting regularly from today onwards for the whole journey. Like, I was struggling with setting up my whole stuff from a week or so, so I'm gonna explain everything so you guys don't have to struggle. So yeah, let's hop into the video. I started by unbolting and taking apart the old case. Now the good thing is to go through the manual if you guys are not familiar with, or you haven't done anything with the PCs related. So every manual shows you how to take apart the case. So I have done this in the past, so I know how to do it. But if you guys are new, so please go through the manual. I started disconnecting power supply from the motherboard. I disconnected all the connections and then unbolted the power supply. Now keep in mind, all these steps are pretty much similar for each case. Power supply, the layout of screws are pretty much same for every case, so you guys can follow if you are trying to do it for yours as well. So you can just do it the same way. It's just that it slides back. It's pretty much same for each case. There's like a small clip on the back of the power supply which kind of holds it in place, so you can push it and slide it back. The next step was disconnecting GPU, so I unbolted it from outside, then I've already disconnected it from inside, just pull it out and GPU just comes out right away. Then I started disconnecting all the SATA cables and anything else which is connected to the motherboard. Player, and the last guy who owned this PC, he had replaced the hard drive with SSD, so they are all the same place. So you guys can see by my hand right now, I started unbolting and taking out the CD DVD player. then the SSD is right beside it. So what I was doing is, you guys couldn't see it, so whichever device I was taking out, I was putting the screws back into it, so that way I do not lose any screws at the end of the day, because sometimes these screws are small and you lose one, and I really didn't want to, because I was all transferring all these screws into a new case. So pretty much, if you're buying an old case, like a used case, you're probably not gonna get the screws with it, so please save all of your screws. The next step was disconnecting all the audio, USB, or anything related to front panel, front IO stuff, everything I start disconnecting. Now, good thing to do here, make sure is, you kind of make sure if you're transferring it to the new case, so you make sure which stuff is connected to which port. Now I knew it, but if you are new to this, so what you do is you kind of follow the cable back to the front panel, so make sure if it is connecting to the audio jacks or if it is connecting to the USB or anything, then you make sure where are you disconnecting it from, because when you're going to transfer the motherboard to new case, your jacks could be same color, could be a different color. This way you know where to plug each jack and which connection port was, or which header was for which jack. Anything related to CPU. So now I already removed the chassis fan. Now the CPU, the reason why I'm doing this, because I was transferring my motherboard, so I decided to check the thermal paste as well and replace it. Now anytime you unbolt or take off the heatsink or CPU cooler, make sure you guys replace the thermal paste. Now I'm gonna post another video. Now you can see right there the thermal paste was pretty old. Like, it wasn't old, could have been replaced sooner, but I just wanted to replace it as well, so that way when I'm putting it in a new case, so I don't have to open it up again anytime sooner. So yeah, the next step was taking off all the bolts off a motherboard. Now also save all these bolts as well, keep them safe so you don't lose them, because you might not have the bolts in your new case as well. Now taking off the motherboard from this is just you pull it back so it just comes up right away. After this, I put everything on one side, and you guys can see a new case on this left side. It's not a brand new case. I picked up from somebody on Facebook Marketplace. I got it for a really good deal. Now this the reason why I picked up this case is that it has a plenty of room to fit in a 200mm fan on the top, 200mm fan on the right side, and a 200mm fan on the front, which is already in the case. So I got like 3 fans in there, 2 120mm fans and 200mm fan on the front with a LED in it. Now right now when I'm editing this video, I've already installed 2 new fans in there, which you guys gonna see later on. Now at this point, I just installed my motherboard in there, right by the fans, and everything is installed. I'm gonna connect everything, and you guys gonna see me installing all the wiring in there, and I'll be putting in a power supply after this in. So just enjoy the video.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
So I have this fan hub. It can run up to 10 fans at same time. So if your motherboard, you're one of those, the motherboard doesn't have multiple fan headers, so you guys can get one of these. I can leave the link down below. The way it works is one side is a 4-pin header in there, so 4-pin connector goes into this device, and other side goes into your motherboard. And on the other side of this device, there's a 2-pin connector that connects to the device, and that other side of that 2-pin connector goes to any SATA connector, so you can power this by SATA. So it also comes with a SATA to Molex converter, so you guys can also have, like, if you have a Molex connector in your power supply, which I happen to have like 3 Molex connectors extra in there, and none of my motherboard connections or anything uses those Molex connectors, so those were extra on my motherboard. So what I did is I just threw that converter on there on one of the Molex connectors and connected that SATA connector back into this device. Now the reason why I'm running this is because I already said my motherboard doesn't have multiple fan headers, and I'm planning to run all my fans off this using a direct line from my power supply, rather than having like there are like multiple other type of splitters as well that are available in the market. So you guys can also let one header to like 3 or 4 different lines without giving it any additional power. So that's like you're putting on more pressure on your motherboard, and this is already an old motherboard, so I don't want to put any pressure on it. So that's why I went for this option. So you guys can also do this. And now the port one on this is like you guys can control the speed. So if, let's say for example, your motherboard only has one header, where you can actually connect your CPU fan as well to this. So your CPU or your motherboard will actually control the speed if you connect to the first port of that. So the way that I connected this, you guys can see that the big fan on the right side, right at the front, which is connected to that controlling speed. So it kind of, I don't know if it's gonna work or not on the controlling side, but it's still gonna power up. I have already tested it right now. It's completely fine. It's running in my CPU and it's powering up to 3 fans. Now, like, this is the final product. This is my layout, and I'm just gonna close it, and you guys gonna see the full, there's like going to be another video of me setting up my whole setup, but you guys will see a little video after this of the final product after having it all done and everything set up. So yeah, this is the final product. Please do watch my next video to find out how I set it up all. Now the CPU, where the CPU is sitting, there's a small little bench/desk that I built on the bottom there to give it about 10 inches of clearance from the floor, so that I can run my exhaust fans at the bottom, so my CPU is not picking up anything from the carpet. So yeah, please do follow my next videos. I will be posting them up within a few days to show how I all did it. Thank you guys.